Hi, this video is going to be on Billy Meier. I myself would like to personally thank him. And a lot of people say that his contexts are fake, and I highly disagree. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, so you can think what you want, but this video is a little push. Just if you already read about some of that stuff, just another look at it, just to see if you might be shaken from your other view. And the thing that always gets me is that, you know, like, he underwent lie detector tests, okay? Lie detector tests, which he passed with flying colors. Like, he did lots of lie detector tests, and he passed them.
You've taken photographs of Palladian spacecraft?
Yes.
Do you ride your moped?
Yes.
In Switzerland?
Yes.
The tape is taken back to be analyzed by Bob Phelan, a former criminal investigator with the Sheriff's Department of Colorado and a specialist in lie detection.
Something was extremely interesting to me was the eighth question you asked him on, do you drink coffee? And for some reason, he's more stressful on the statement about coffee than he is about the picture of the spacecraft.
Yeah, that makes sense, because about 3 days before we tested Meier, he promised his wife he'd stop drinking coffee, but we noticed he was sneaking a few occasionally.
Okay, that could probably be the account for it then.
Phelan reviews the tape several times. He can find no evidence of deception in the statements about Meier's experience.
That's what just really frustrates me, is that people say he's a liar, and it's like, well, no, like you can say he's crazy and stuff, but from what he thinks in his brain is true, okay? And not only did he go under lie detector tests, but he has countless witnesses. Like, there's lots of people, like a dozen people, like in his vicinity, in his area, and they all see that kind of stuff, and like not nearly as detailed and elaborate, like with the messages that Billy Meier gets.
And what did you see from here, sir?
Wat zijn ze gezien?
Van zwei had he gesichtet, wo...
We saw the lights and then they disappeared and then they came on again. That's why he noticed it.
And then behind us the forest, it was a little light.
Bernadette Brandt, a computer programmer.
So? And it jumps like a ball.
Like it bounced?
Like a ball. It goes up and down and up and down.
Did it get bigger?
When it goes up, no, the same greenness. When it goes up, it was white, and when it goes down, it was red.
Jacob Bertschinger works the farm with Meier.
Okay, he saw the light ball going away from here, from him, in that 45-degree angle.
45-degree angle?
Well, that's right.
That's schief.
And he can't tell how far it was. It was very difficult to say. But then it stood still, that ball of light, and changed direction, came directly towards him with an unbelievable speed.
My name is Elsie Moser. I'm living in Niederglatt. I am a school teacher. The first time when I saw it, it was up here. I saw it with about 7 other people. Were you frightened? No, not at all. I was thinking, oh, well, okay, now I have seen one.
Guido Moosbrugger is not a neighbor. He lives about 2 hours away in Austria. He heard about the Meier experiences and came to see for himself.
Have you ever had any experience with Billy in connection with these things that are going on here?
Yes, I have seen a few demonstrations myself, especially at night, and was present at the landing site doing one landing, and I saw other things. A lot of things happened in those 6 years.
He recorded sound of the vehicles themselves. He recorded sound. Yeah, I know. And the sound was actually analyzed by a sound analysis technician. What I don't know their quote field exactly, but I'm gonna put the clips in so you'll see for yourself. But in this clip, in this footage that he had, that he recorded himself, you could hear just this humming, like a okay, like not exactly like that, but kind of like that. Like, well, I'm gonna put the clip so you'll hear.
Listen here.
Wow. You recorded that here?
My wife recorded this one here, and in the meantime, I've been there down where he's standing Lee with the other recorder.
You had another recorder down
Yes.
there. How high was the ship above you?
About 60 meters.
60 meters. How far would you estimate it is from here
Oh.
down there today?
I think some 300 meters.
The sounds bear no resemblance to anything Stevens has heard before. Meier gives him both tapes for analysis. Stevens has more news.
We got a report back from Shellman. Sound analysis?
He had sent the sound tapes Meier took of the craft to Robin Shellman, specialist in sound identification.
He found some things we didn't hear on there.
Such as?
Well, he picked up, besides the basic sound, he picked up a small dog barking. Of course, we could hear him. He picked up a European police siren. We never heard that. He picked up a crow cawing.
Wait a minute, how in the hell does he pick all this stuff up? How does he determine the sound?
They've got a sound bank back there that they match sounds in. They can identify known sounds.
Okay, on this sound bank of his, anything there to match it?
He said he can't match the basic sound. He can match all of the other sounds on the tape, but he can't match the sound of the object itself, the emitted sound. Now look at this. He's concluded up to this point that the machine must have been built for a specialized application. Recognizing the sounds from such a machine may be difficult.
But when they sent it to the sound analysis guy, he determined that in the background, you could hear a bird chirping. You could hear dogs barking. You could hear the siren of a police car. But the oddest thing is that with all of these sound identification tools, because every sound has a unique wave, right? And not only does it just have the wave, but a pattern, like a bird chirping, or like every bird having its own unique wave. Like, it's not just going to have one wave, it'll have like an oscillating, and like a certain segment of that wave is going to be its identification. And the weirdest thing is that he could find all of these sounds that like you couldn't even really hear with your ear when listening to the tape, but the computer picked up on those being in the background, but they couldn't actually determine what was in the foreground, like what the main sound was, the humming. It wasn't a washing machine, it wasn't some, motor. Like, a lot of these things the computer would have recognized, and the scientist was dumbfounded. He said that it would be very, 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 very difficult to replicate such a thing, and that it seemed as if it must have some purpose, because it seemed very, had a pattern. I won't go too much into that, but it had a pattern which was similar to that of the Schumann resonance, which is like the Earth's magnetic field. So, kind of weird that the humming of the ship, which is like floating, is going to have similar correlation to the Schumann resonance, just in the sound. Like, Billy Meier is just a farmer. Like, how would he know how to correlate a sound to make it like the Schumann resonance of the planet? Got really, really, really good pictures. A lot of this stuff happened in like the late 1970s, so a lot of the pictures are like black and white. They're a little bit grainy, but that was for a good reason. They did this in that time. That way people, like skeptics and that, they'd have a way out. If they couldn't accept the possibilities, if they couldn't accept the possibility, then they wouldn't have to. If they didn't fit into their paradigm, and it would cause like this terrible, I don't know, like denial, basically. It allows them the possibility for denial without getting too, like, it won't destroy their religion if they don't want to believe. They don't have to believe. It's the funniest thing about all this is it is about choice, okay, and free will.
The precise measurements and photos are fed into the computer. The edges of known objects, such as the trees and the hills, are translated into pixels. Since these measurements are known, the number of pixels in the edge of the unknown object, the craft, gives its distance. The beam ship is determined to be just where Meier said it was. Simple triangulation then gives it size, 7 meters, or about 21 feet in diameter. Examined, the beam ship disappears and appears in the same frame, which means that less than 1/18 of a second has elapsed.
The Pleiades are this back. We sent this photograph over to Neil Davies. Just got his report back.
Neil Davis.
Physicist, aerospace industry subcontractor.
Right, okay, got it.
Examined the photograph with microdensitometer. Also, these you're seeing here are the black and white color separations that he did, and let's see what the results were here. Examination of these plots did not reveal any details which would cast doubt upon the authenticity of the photograph. And there's more. Color copy names, color separation. Nothing was found to indicate a hoax. And his conclusion is even more interesting. Let's see, black specks. Nothing was found in the examination of this print which could cause me to believe that the object in the photo is anything other than a large object photographed at distance from the camera.